And Andrew, let's start with the tragic reaction to this situation in Turkey and Syria, and it appears there are 4 Australians unaccounted for.
Yeah, it's just slipped into Senate question time, so if you're watching the House then you would have missed this. The eagle eye of Trudy McIntosh, our reporter, saw this. Penny Wong, the Foreign Minister, in question time in the Senate, about 10 minutes in, said that DFAT is assisting families of 4 Australians unaccounted for in that area. That doesn't mean anything's happened to them, of course, but you do have to fear as well. So let's listen to her say that, and then the Prime Minister in the House announcing some assistance for that region, including 72 search and rescue workers going over.
The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade is providing consular assistance, including to the families of 4 Australians who were in the region at the time of the earthquake, and I regret to say at this stage remain unaccounted for. Obviously their safety is our immediate priority, and consular officials in Ankara are working with local authorities and others on the ground to assist them. The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade is working to provide consular assistance to around 40 other Australians and their families who are in the earthquake area.
Our National Emergency Management Agency, or NEMA, is working closely with Fire and Rescue New South Wales, DFAT and the ADF to coordinate the deployment as soon as possible, with an aim to have people on the ground by the end of this week.
The Prime Minister there in the House of Representatives. Now back to the politics of the day. Labor targeting the opposition over its stance on its $15 billion proposed National Reconstruction Fund.
Yeah, they're saying they're going to block it in the Parliament, or attempt to, depends what happens with the other numbers. Labor saying, well, this proves again you're not a friend of manufacturing, because Joe Hockey, when Treasurer, didn't assist in terms of the last car manufacturing plant come out of here. But also they picked up on, a couple of ministers, Husick and Chalmers, picked up on comments by Peter Dutton to the party room yesterday when he said, we're the parties of the working class. Now, I've got to say there's a fine balance here, Kieran, because it looked a bit like they were all in there whining about the opposition as well. So, yes, you've got to attack the opposition as they're attacking you. Counter-attack's a good tactic, shall we say. But at the same time, I guess we have to watch all of it. There's often just the TV news grabs at night, but it doesn't create a great impression if all you're doing is whinging and whining. Let's have a listen to the 2 ministers attack the opposition.
You cannot be a party of the working class and pull the rug out from underneath the working class in the way your government did with manufacturing in this country. An absolutely shameful chapter.
Those characters have formed. They've always seen manufacturing as something to chase away from our economy rather than something to support. Mr Speaker, we have always been the party for working people, and we always will be. We have always been the party for manufacturing, and we always will be. And we are the only party in here with a plan to address the inflation challenge by making our economy more resilient.
Now, we know Lidia Thorpe left the Greens, and she's talking about her own political party. She's an independent at the moment in the Senate. She also asked to move seats, and apparently Pauline Hanson's not too happy about it because she's moved next to her in Jackie Lambie's spot. Jackie Lambie's been kicked out. So you'll see Lidia Thorpe there. We didn't manage to get footage of them sitting together in question time, but you'll also see Pauline Hanson in the seat next to her, I think, in a moment, moving away from the Greens there. Pauline Hanson's people saying, well, Lidia Thorpe said previously she's intimidated by Pauline Hanson. So what about that? That's a very odd seating arrangement there. I think Hanson's office has complained, so it'll be interesting to see where that ends up. But that's, I guess, the real concrete example of how the Senate's changed there, Kieran.